Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Morgan and bid you all welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So, we left off last time right on the threshold of something horrible.
Let's get started.
So why don't we, hop straight into it. I am low on capacity. I don't remember what kind of loot we get out of this next encounter, but, we don't need that garbage. Silverite daggers are worthless. Darkspawn mace is worthless. Darkspawn shortbow is worthless. It's good enough for now. Drop these shields. Both of them. Alright, let us see what horrible things await. Oh, God. Alright, so, with this fight, I don't really remember what the trick is, but, this thing's got tentacles buried in the ground. You kind of want to take care of those before things get out of control. Now, I was tempted, when I did a test run of this, to try and use our brand new... And start taking out tentacles. Our brand new ability... Why are you running over there, Win? Win, what are you doing? You are not helpful in that position. Why don't we just use her to pop some buffs, I guess. Yeah, I was tempted to try and use, what's it called? The spell might to do the, Storm of the Ages, or whatever it's called. Not a good idea, because that changes the AoE to basically take up this entire arena, so we just get wiped out by our own spell. I think Win might be stuck. Nah. This thing is screeching like a motherfucker, though. Should probably do that. Puke it on me. So this horrible abomination is what gives birth to all the Darkspawn, and it's what, that woman, Helmi, I think her name was complaining about in our whole journey to this point. And implied that one of, what's her name? Branka's followers is what this thing used to be. I take too much time away from these games. I can't remember what the hell any of my quick keys are. I'm gonna make sure he stays alive. He tends to go down quick because he pulls so much aggro. And you missed. Alright, so taking out all these stupid ads becomes something of a priority, but that's when Chain Lightning really helps out. There's no petrifying her, I'm sure. Where's she in all this? She just keeps, like, falling back. Really need to take these things out.
Victory shall be mine!
Damn, just cleaved her.
Time for a little cleanup!
I want to stand back.
Victory shall be mine!
That's where they come from. That's why they hate us. That's why they need us. That's why they take us. That's why they feed us. But the true abomination is not that it occurred, but that it was allowed. Branka, my love. The stone has punished me, dream friend. I am dying of something worse than death. Betrayal.
Well, if you're dying of something worse than death, then the death itself would appear to be a mercy. Oh, what do I know? Alrighty. Well, that abomination is dealt with. Wonder what she meant by suggesting that Branka allowed this to happen. Alright, well, we're just gonna move on because there's nothing really to be found here. But we're not going on to the next area just yet. We have opened the path to the Anvil of the Void, but we are actually going to fall back. Hey, what? I'm gonna fall back to Orzammar itself real quick. Gonna free up some inventory space. And take care of some things that I want to make sure we take care of while we can. I've said before, I don't really know how much we get cock-blocked after the lands meet, or when the whole segment starts, and how many quests we can no longer finish, if that's even the case. But I do know there's something here that we cannot do once we have completed the main Orzammar quest line, so we gotta take care of it now. It's just a little, kind of, almost insignificant reward that we get. But we's gonna do it. Alright, so all these craps, I'm just getting in the way. Not actually that helpful. We aren't using this anymore, right? Indeed. I happen to know that that's garbage, these are garbage. So is that. Nobody uses crossbows, so what do we need bolts for? Is that good for anybody? No, not really. Nah. Knock knocker? Oh, rock knocker. Huh, huh. Let's see here. Massive armor. All these basically just gray items we don't need. Tell you what, it is a pretty penny we get from it, though. Legion armor. I don't remember, I feel like there's a quest related to the Legion armor that I don't remember. But I don't remember. I'm also concerned that I might have already sold some of it. Just because I'm not paying attention. Ring of Selection. I think that we get that off of the, what's-her-face? The Brood Mother, but it's not that important. Oh, wow. I haven't given that to Leliana. So Leliana's interesting. We're actually going to go back and talk to her as well, because... Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to keep those. Shit. There's a reason I had been hanging on... Give me those all. There's a reason I had been hanging on to these. Gonna come up later. Let's see, we got glove, boots, armor. We don't have a helm of the Legion. Don't need those. Don't need those. Warden Commander. Do not need that or those. Got a bedroom key. Don't know what we'll use that for. Alright, well that's a lot of free space. So our next stop, just to try and do this real quick, we're gonna There's a weird little sort of hidden quest, one that never appears in the quest log anywhere, but
News of the hour.
I think I had stumbled on it kind of before. But it's very easy to miss because,
Lord Harrowmont,
I mean,
furious at the Grey
you
Warden's
almost have to know it's there in order to look for it, but it takes place in the Royal Palace. We can only do it now because as soon as there's an ass on the throne, it's too occupied for us to do anything with it. So we need to set everybody to hold position so that, let's at least let them get closer. You'll notice when you walk over this plate, it makes a sound. A mechanism activates.
Let us be careful.
So there are 4 of these switches, and that is the most obvious of them. But the rest of them are in here. We need to deploy everybody to their positions. Now this does spawn something, but the good thing is everyone gets moved back into the room when that happens. The problem is I don't really remember where the 4th one is. So we're gonna have to do a bit of exploring. Oh no, I'm an idiot. I'm running around for nothing. 3 people on the plates, 1 person looks at the throne. Yep. So now Ilarion has been moved into the room. The doors are locked. Shit's going down. Let's keep them in hold position so that those 2 stay over there. We got a dragoon. It's a little mini dragon, but a dragon nonetheless. So let's get started on this bad boy.
Armed and dangerous, ready for action.
And of course it's immediately going after the mages. Ogren, try and get its attention. Don't you have an ability to get its attention? Guess not. Go, you dork!
Weapons at the ready.
Yeah, that's right. Go, you dork! Oh my god.
Now we go half mercy. Excellent!
So yeah, it's not too bad.
As you wish.
And we get Ageless. A Silverite Sword. Weakens nearby Darkspawn. Messy Kills. I don't remember. I think Messy Kills is just more of an aesthetic thing. I think it triggers that awesome, like, kill animation more often. Or it just makes them bleed more, I don't remember. It's got increased damage versus Darkspawn, but its base damage is pretty lousy. But it might be better than this just for the fact that it does do more damage. Now, we are going back to the camp, so I'm going to load that thing up with runes when we get there. This might be a bit of a longer episode because I want to get through the rest of the scene. I don't think it'll be too long. The next area in the Anvil of the Void isn't all that long. It's just a little bit annoying. It's kind of like some pointless, like, puzzle traps kind of things, but it's a BioWare puzzle trap, which means it's just going to be a lot of combat in the end.
Let's get started.
So, anyway, we're heading back to camp real quick. Gonna load up Ogren's weapon with some runes, and then have a chat with Leliana while we have time. Because we need to start up her companion quest, which I kind of keep forgetting about. And it's another one of those things I don't know if the Land's Meat affects our ability to be able to move forward with that. I don't remember exactly what happens after we complete this final treaty quest and get the dwarves to help us.
Have you forgotten
I don't care about
fish
any of this
stored in your
banter. As endearing as my companions are, I'm just sick of listening to them at this point. Everyone's complaining about fish in their bags. Alright, madam.
The stars are out.
They are. For once a clear night.
It comforts me to know that the stars will remain untouched.
Why
by
is Sten
light,
naked?
that whatever happens down here, they will shine eternally, their light undimmed. There is a story about that cluster of stars over there. Do you know it? Elindra and her soldier?
Can't say I've heard it.
A long time ago, there lived a fair maiden called Elindra. She had many suitors, but spurned them all, for she did not love them. One day, Elindra was sitting by her window in her father's castle, singing and dreaming, when her lovely voice caught the attention of a young soldier. Entranced by her song, the soldier drew near to Elindra's window. As their eyes met, he fell in love with her, and she with him. When Elindra told her father about the man she had chosen, he was furious, for Elindra was high-born, but her love nothing more than a common soldier. To keep them apart, he had Elindra imprisoned in the highest tower of his castle, and sent her soldier to the wars. Alas, not a month had passed before news of the soldier's death reached Elindra. Alone in her tower, Elindra wept for her love, and beseeched the gods to deliver her from this cruel world. So earnest was her plea, that the gods themselves were moved. They gathered Elindra into their arms and lifted her high into the heavens, where she became a star. The gods also raised up the soul of Elindra's soldier love, and there he dwells, across the horizon from her. The band of stars between them is a river of Elindra's tears, cried for her lost love. They say that when Elindra has cried enough, she will be able to cross the river to be reunited with her soldier.
Teen love is just so melodramatic that the gods make miracles happen just to get her to shut the hell up. Why do stories always end so badly?
It doesn't end so badly. It ends hopefully. Elindra will one day be with her love again. We don't know when, but she will. This story is one of my favorites. A tale of a love so great and so enduring that it defies death and moves the gods to action. Sometimes I ask myself, does such a love exist? Can it exist?
Few loves are so powerful.
I think I would be lucky to experience an emotion even half as pure and true as Elindra's love.
We should all be so lucky.
The world gets lonely too quickly if there is no one to share it with.
Indeed. So we didn't get any approval from her out of that, which means I did her wrong, but I'm not that fussed. We're still kind of role-playing it. I'm not doing like a min-max kind of thing with all the, approval ratings and everything. Especially considering we can pretty much take care of all that just in rewards. I mean, in gifts. Sten, make yourself decent. I was distracted. Why? Where did all this stuff go? He had stuff equipped and it's just gone. Somehow all this stuff just disappeared. You know what? Somehow I think he unequipped it and that's the shit I was selling. So, I sold his weapon by accident, which means now fucking Ogren's gonna have to keep that shitty one just so Sten can stay equipped. Alright, the Juggernaut and the Legion stuff seems kinda not helpful. Yes, where are the Dragonbone plate stuff? That means all his fucking jewelry's gone too. I don't know why the hell that happened, and that pisses me off. But I'm not reloading just to get it all back. I don't think any of the jewelry stuff was that useful anyway.
Something you need? I'm sure.
Forgot, I have to talk to the boy.
Enchantment?
In order to do enchantment, because they have to do it through a different menu. Alright, Ageless. Cold rune damage versus undead, we don't need that. Expert slow rune. Do that. So we'll do a frost rune and a hail rune. It's about the best we gon' get. I'm close to a level up. I think you get levels by, or you get experience by adding stuff to this crap. We've got plenty of money. So let's go ahead and drop 30 sovereigns down.
The men are ready to follow you anywhere.
thanks to your confident investment.
So, what I know about the, those... just get that. Is, what do I know? I don't remember what I know. Feign death is worthless. The supply crates. You get more soldiers to help you in the final battle if you invest more in that. It's activated. I hate activated stuff. Stealthy item use. Well, whatever. We got everything else. We need expert combat training. Dual weapon finesse is passive. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, I don't know if it changes the way your allies are equipped in the end, but it does change, I think, how many troops you ultimately have available to you in the final battle. So it is good to invest in that, but it also gets you some experience. You just need, if you have a lot of, like, extra crap and just need some XP to top you off.
Seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen.
The holiest things? I would not have disturbed them but for the Arl's sake.
I know, it seems almost irreverent to use her as a curative, and it is also a tiny bit morbid. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
She's a pile of dust now. Andraste fought for everyone, she belongs to us all.
Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
Indeed.
Looking for little old me?
Little old you, you're bigger than I am. I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
I've heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
I read it in a history book.
And did you not think that this could be historical fact and no longer true? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards.
What's the difference?
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
Patron? What sort of patron?
Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
You seem to know quite a bit about these bards.
And I shouldn't I, after having spent most of my adult life as one? You've guessed as much, I'm sure. But does it really matter what I was? What's past is past.
Well, why were you living cloistered... But why were you living cloistered sister... That's a broken sentence there, I'm just gonna say it.
I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Is that so? Alright, a little more approval out of her. Why don't we go ahead? So it's from what I've read, it's kind of important that you get her approval up now. Because... Actually, I'm going to hold off on that. I think it becomes... fuck it. If you gift her a bunch of shit and get her approval really high before you do that dialogue, it might disappear.
Oh, how dear of you.
Oh, I thought that was actually a special one.
Much.
But I guess is not. Might as well give the shiny.
Very nice indeed.
I don't remember who else gets this shit. I know jewelry goes to Morgan, and I don't remember the rest. Whatever. It matters not. So let us return to business. We've wasted enough time here. We need Ogren. Morgan,
Indeed,
win.
yes.
The 3 inns. Well, here we are.
If Branka is anywhere, this has to be it. She will not be unprepared.
What do you think she needs to prepare for?
What was that?
Damn it, it was just a wall came out of nowhere, for Christ's
Let me
sake.
be blunt with you. After all this time, my tolerance for social graces is fairly limited. That doesn't bother you, I hope.
Well, shave my back and call me an elf. Branka, by the stone! I barely recognized you.
Ogren. It figures you'd eventually find your way here. Hopefully you can find your way back more easily.
Not with that
And
magic
how shall
wall
I
that just
address
showed up.
you? Hired sword of the latest lordling to come looking for me? Or just the only one who didn't mind Ogren's ale breath?
Be respectful, woman. You're talking to a Grey Warden.
Ah, so an important errand boy, then. I suppose something serious has happened. Is Enrin dead? That seems most likely. He was on the old and wheezy side.
He is dead, yes, and the assembly is deadlocked. I almost said landlocked.
Then what is your involvement in this? Why would a surfacer be interested in dwarven politics? You must have a patron. A highly placed patron. And they must want something in particular. Now, what might that be? I don't care if the Assembly puts a drunken monkey on the throne. Because our protector, our great invention, the thing that once made our armies the envy of the world, is lost to the very dark spawn it should be fighting. The Anvil of the Void. The means by which the ancients forged their army of golems and held off the first archdemon ever to rise. It's here, so close I can taste it.
But of course there is a catch.
The anvil lies on the other side of a gauntlet of traps designed by Paragon himself. My people and I have given body and soul to unlocking its secrets. This is what's important. This has lasting meaning. If I succeed, the dwarven people benefit. Kings, politics, all that is transitory. I've given up everything and would sacrifice anything to get the Anvil of the Void.
You're obsessed. That must be why Carradine sealed it away.
I will not give up. His legacy lies just inside, the sum of all his knowledge, and I will have it. There's only one way out, Warden. Forward. Through Carradine's maze, and out to where the anvil waits.
What has this place done to you? I remember marrying a girl you could talk to for 1 minute and see her brilliance.
I am your Paragon.
That didn't exactly answer his question.
Good old Branka. She's a bit, abrasive, isn't she? Guess I forgot that part about her screeching in my ear every sodding day. Oh well. We'll help her get the anvil, and then she'll come home, and everything will be better.
Will it? Somehow I doubt that. So yeah, she basically, blocked our way out. I don't know how she managed to do that, but I'm sure it was kind of intentional to get us as her new fodder to try and throw ourselves against these traps and get through. I don't even care about any of this garbage anymore.
Let's get started.
Junk. White trash.
Through except by trial and error. I sent them in. They were all mine, pledged to be my house, and they didn't want to help. They tried to leave me, even my Hespeth. But even she couldn't understand. And that when you reach for greatness, there are sacrifices. As many sacrifices as are needed.
And of course, you made no sacrifices of your own, just in the souls of all those who followed you. I'm actually going to hold off on the chain lightning. So this part's kind of annoying because they just throw... Every time What's-Her-Face talks, they just start throwing enemies at you. Oh shit, I didn't realize Wynn had leveled up. Alright, well we need the Alpha out of commission. Let's go ahead and take care of that.
shouldn't have gone. She was pledged to me.
And we
She
just
swore
do
she'd
this real
whatever
quick.
It took to find the anvil.
Ooh.
There was no other choice. Most of them were dying of the taint already.
I don't really know what that does.
Some of the women were transforming.
This should be easy enough.
I knew what they would become. There would be an endless supply, fresh, dark spawn to test the traps. They could still serve me. Let me find the anvil. It was the only way.
Well, that was well timed, Win. So I guess Hespith was sincere. Branka really did just let that happen. Alright, well, all thems are just waiting there. Well, they're just gonna chill. Why don't we we'll get everyone to hold back. I don't remember if you have to do one of these spells first or if they both...
Very well.
Well, that didn't really work out. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding? Oh my fucking god. Anything more
I
to
have
say?
no idea how they carried on, holding my hand and begging to die. They had pledged me their loyalty. They had no right to fight me. They say your order is renowned for its wits as well as its brawn. Perhaps you'll do better than my poor clansmen. There's something about this place. It makes people despair.
Yeah, especially when you just throw them to their fucking deaths like that. I would think so. So I don't know if we actually need to stand here and listen to all her bullshit, but, it ends at these 3 waves of enemies, so... Not really a big deal.
This should be easy enough.
Alright, why don't you hold up?
This should be easy enough. Right. Fine. Let's get started.
Alright, so here's the first of our real puzzles. And again, this is a BioWare puzzle, so none of them are actually that complicated. They're just a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do, going to enter. The problem with this place is that there's this gas, like this fog in the area that deals damage over time. There's only one way to shut it off. It's to go for these, so we're going to send people to hit those. I'm going to see if I can keep the golem down for now. Good thing is the golems really only show up one at a time. Unfortunately, she, over there, got stunned. That's fine, you can keep going. Hagrin will hit that, and then that. And then go for you. And you hit that. So that's it for the gas. So they're not too hard. Thankfully, they only come one at a time, so taking them down isn't too difficult. They are They're dropping a fair amount of lyrium potions down here, which is handy, because we will need a lot of those in the fight to come.
This should be easy enough.
Alright, so here is the second gauntlet of sorts, which is a little annoying.
Trap!
There are traps in the middle, so you can't just run past. I can't remember both of these. Yeah, they both come out at once, so...
That's finished.
They try to hurl. Both of them, which is really annoying. Yeah, it doesn't work. I didn't think it would. Pocket sand is ineffective against things that don't have actual eyes. Easy peasy. So we're gonna take a quick minute, take a breather to make sure we get our spells back. So as you can imagine, that is not the only such encounter in this room here. Good thing is we don't have to face everybody. Just every other pair of golems.
Oh?
Oh. You're done there. You can stand up. There's no fourth trap, at least. So yeah, all in all, Golem's not too tough. So it's actually funny. I think they have an excuse for why Shale looks so different from all the other golems, even though they all seem to have basically the same design. I think she actually makes a statement in some dialogue that I probably missed somewhere about how her old master Wilhelm had her chiseled down so she could fit through doorways. And I think that was in like early like beta versions of the game. They actually struggled to get Shale as a default golem model to be able to get through doors, so they had to deliberately give her a different model that was smaller. Kind of cute. A little fun backstory. Now this puzzle, as you can imagine, also involves combat, but it is a weird and annoying one that I don't quite understand how it works. But it is very janky. So there's this thingamajig in the middle, and to the best of my understanding, we basically have to kill these ghosts, and it activates something on the anvils that we then have to interact with in order to try and take this thing down. But the annoying thing is, even though... Dude, can you just hit it? It's right in your face. Even though you can't target whatever this thing in the middle is, it does count as an enemy, and your AI-controlled companions will try to attack it. So you have to manually assign everybody to attack the spirits in order to make sure that they don't just waste time and abilities on that stupid thing in the middle. The good thing is these spirits don't really move, so you only really have to fight them one at a time. This thing also, I guess when you're on the side that you've damaged, it will continue to shoot like projectiles at you, so your mages do have to kind of move. But that's fine.
Armed and dangerous.
I don't remember if we just have to do this on all 4 anvils at least once, or exactly what happens as far as this is concerned.
Ready for action.
Well, that one... Okay, no, he just kind of rotates. Like, randomly. Actually, I think he's gonna send some over here, so everybody just move. It blasted. Okay, well, it deployed them everywhere again. So that's the end of that. Yeah, I really don't understand the mechanics of that contraption there. How exactly you're supposed to fight it, but just taking out the spirits and hitting the anvils. Just repeat that. I don't think there's really any way to fail it or make it take any longer. Just seems to be as simple as that. Alrighty, well.
Of course.
As you can imagine from this scene up ahead, we've kind of reached the end of the road here. This is where all things shall be decided.
My name is Paragon. Once, longer ago than I care to think, I was a Paragon to the dwarves of Orzammar. If you seek the anvil, then you must care about my story, or be doomed to relive it.
Caridin, as in the Caridin of Caridin's Cross?
Though I made many things in my time, I rose to fame and earned my status based on a single item. The Anvil of the Void. It allowed me to forge a man of steel or stone, as flexible and clever as any soldier. As an army, they were invincible, but I told no one the cost. No mere smith, however skilled, has the power to create life. To make my golems live, I had to take their lives from elsewhere.
A dire shortcut. Was it worth it?
So said my king. I had only intended to use volunteers, but he was not satisfied, and soon a river of blood flowed out of this place. Finally, it was too much. I refused, and so Valtor had me put on the anvil next.
Sounds like you earned this.
I, trapped forever in my own creation. A fitting punishment, I suppose. My apprentices knew enough to make me as I am, but not enough to fashion a control rod. I retained my mind. We have remained entombed here ever since, and I have sought a way to destroy the anvil. Alas, I cannot do it myself. No golem can touch it.
For very contrived reasons, I'm sure.
The anvil is mine. No one will take it from me.
You, please, help me destroy the anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already has.
You were a Paragon. I'll help you if you support a new king.
Don't listen. He's been trapped here for 1,000 years, stewing in his own madness. Help me claim the anvil, and you will have an army like you've never seen!
Branka, you mad, bleeding nugtail! Does this thing mean so much to you that you can't even see what you've lost to get it?
Look around. Is this what our empire should look like? A crumbling tunnel filled with dark spawn spume? The anvil will let us take back our glory!
The anvil enslaves living souls. It must be destroyed.
Have you no desire to discover this anvil's potential? It is a marvel, a tool of creation. Even the best of tools may be misused. This is a thing of blood magic, of destruction. Sometimes creation involves the destruction of one thing to make way for another. 'Tis a law of nature that death is the parent to life. If you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret it.
And how would you like to become a golem?
You would not dare.
Wouldn't I if I cared only for power?
I would rather not find out. Fine. Destroy it if it pleases you.
Thank you, stranger. Your compassion shames me.
Bah! You're not the only master smith here, Caradin. Golems, obey me! Attack!
Uh-oh.
But, my friend, you must help me. I cannot stop her alone.
Well, of course she happened to have one of those. So, I don't know much about this part. So, Ogren disapproves. I think that just happens no matter what. I'm not really sure how to avoid that. That is a massive disapproval, but what are you going to do? Morgan, on the other hand, her disapproval would be much higher if we did not pass that persuasion check. That's really the only way to side with Caradin and not get a massive amount of disapproval from her. So this fight here, obviously Branka has the control rod, controls most of the golems. So she gets about 4 of them. 2 are like elite status, and 2 are normal. Caradin, on the other hand, has 2 golems, but I don't think he actually takes part in the fight, if I remember correctly. His golems do, but I don't remember him actually doing anything. So first things first, let's see if we can take her out of commission. So I want to take down the ads as quick as possible. Let's see what we can do. Yes, excellent. So we need these down.
Your order?
So yeah, Caradin just stands there like a dork. His golems do help, but he doesn't do anything. Alright, so we got several of them down. That one's distracted with that golem, so we might as well throw everything we got at Branka now. See if we can keep those distracted for the time being. Fuck. Oh my god. God damn it. Oh my fucking god, this fucking golem just punching the shit out of everything. This was not nearly this difficult when I did it before.
On it.
Victory shall be mine! Let's make this quick, shall we?
This is bullshit. I did not have half this much trouble. Somehow the golems were just able to lay waste to everybody. God fucking damn it. Jesus fucking Christ! She's just fucking Wynn's dead before she can even get a fucking hand up. This is such bullshit. So somehow she gets doppelgangers as ads. I don't really understand how she has that ability just by touching some lyrium. But apparently that's how it works. And I think if you just hit the ads once, they disappear. Nope, that's a lie. Gotta hit them a couple times. Branka, of course, always gotta go for fucking Morrigan. And eat shit, bitch. Give me that. Alright, well, so much for Branka. As usual. That which we thought would, save
As you wish.
our mission here just turned out to be another obstacle. She's gone completely mad. And we got Square Blood again. Wonderful. Alright, well, let's speak with this fool.
Another life lost because of my invention. I wish no mention of it had made it into history.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the anvil would kill her.
But at least it ends here. I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The anvil waits there for you to shatter it.
Yes, excellent idea. Just destroy it now, after all this.
It was good to meet you, Paragon. I intend to ensure that your warnings about the golems are heard by the Circle of Magi.
Is there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden?
Ogren, you lost Branka to this. What do you want?
Yeah. I don't suppose you can bring Branka back. Maybe make her a golem like you.
I would not do such a thing to her, even if I could.
Somehow I didn't think so. Well, and I don't want anything that would remind me of this. Best it's just done. There is still the matter of the election. I mean, we still need a Paragon to get the Assembly support, right?
For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice.
Now, I could have sworn he said golems could not touch the anvil. I mean, I guess he's not touching it, but, I mean, if he's allowed to smack it with a hammer, why couldn't he just destroy it with a hammer? So shiny.
There, it is done. Give it to whom you will. I do not wish to hear their names, nor anything more of them. I have already lived far beyond my time. I have no place here.
I will destroy the anvil as agreed. And one stiff whack. You know, if the anvil couldn't hold up to a blow from a hammer, it was not a very fucking good anvil, was it?
You have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust in all Tunsha. May you always find your way in the dark.
And oh. Not a very glorious exit, was it? Oh well, such is such. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way, because basically at the end of all that we lost 3 approval points. Okay, that column just died again. We basically just lost 3 approval points with Ogren as a result of that. I don't recall if there's any way to actually get a net positive approval out of this. I don't think his opinion really changes whether or not you are able to save Branka. Or choose to save Branka, I should say. Because either way, he ends up as a permanent party member, and Branka just kind of blows him off if she survives. Ooh, look at all this. That's some nice stuff. You know, I didn't really think about it. Has she been able to make... Well, she can make lesser lyrium potions. Those are not helpful. I need a lot of distillation agents. Try and max out the effectiveness of that. Now, before you depart from here, make sure you take a look at this over here.
On it.
See a large stone tablet, chipped with age, with a great number of dwarven runes carved into its surface. Writings in Dwarven appears to be a long list of names, each with a stamp of their house next to them. You recognize a few house names. At the bottom of the list are the words, "We honor those who have made the sacrifice, let their names be remembered." Carvings are still deep enough that a tracing could be taken, allowing the information to be carried elsewhere. Ogren, what is this, can you tell?
Names. Long list of dwarves. Wait, hold on. We honor who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered. Fart me a lullaby. It's a memorial of all the dwarves who became golems. Has to be. If there was some way of getting this back to the Shaper at Norzamar, I bet they'd brown their trousers. And pay good gold for it. Probably both.
Alright, well, we take a quick tracing of it. We could have just written it down, but I guess we don't know our dwarven script, so... Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it here. Next episode, we're going to head back to Orzammar and put an end to all this political madness. We've shed a lot of blood to put an ass on the throne, so... hopefully we get what we need out of it. But until then, thank you all very kindly for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my stream archive channel. Links in the description below if you are interested. We will see you next time. Have a wonderful night.